I was never taught how to learn. As a child, I was always considered a very gifted sort of child. I was always in the 99th percentile on the state tests, and I was always considered to be far ahead of the other students. But in reality, that only handicapped me as I got older. As I got older, it turns out that like not teaching a child how to learn effectively, how to teach themselves how to study, ends up ruining their future, or I guess ruining their chances at success. I was always pulled out of the classroom as a child. They'd pull me to the special class for the gifted and like the intelligent children. And looking back at it, I don't know why they pulled me out at the times that they did, because they would pull me out of like crucial classes, math, English, science. They pulled me out of all these like very important classes, and it really didn't make sense to me why, looking back at it. Or they thought that I could catch up immediately because I was like smart, but like intelligence, like book smart intelligence doesn't exactly feed to being able to transfer that to the real world, is what I'm trying to get at here. They It continued of the whole pulling me out of stuff. I mean, it's elementary school. It wasn't exactly hard. Multiplication and division is a skill that everybody, I hope everybody in this video can, figure out what 4 times 4 is without having to think about it. If not, I don't know. I think you should work on that. But everyone, they pulled me out for some of these classes, and I mean, I get it that I did end up picking up on it really quickly, but they completely neglected the fact that I still need to learn how to actually effectively teach myself, and I was never given that opportunity. A lot of other children in their early years of school, they were able, they didn't pick up on things the quickest, so they had to learn it themselves. They had to figure it out. They had to learn how to learn, which is kind of a crazy thing to say when you say it back to back, learn how to learn. It all went horrible when COVID happened. I was in middle school, and I didn't have a math teacher for my 6th grade year. I didn't have any teacher. I don't even consider the computer screen to actually be a teacher, because I don't really think that counts. Is having a stupid little robot talk to you on Google Classroom count as having a teacher? Or having them be like, I'm gonna like, they'd always put you in the stupid little video calls. And the video calls, the teachers would be like, so we put an assignment in here. You guys are gonna do it, but we're not gonna explain it to you. You're gonna have to read all the information yourself. Well, you gotta remember that I was never really given the opportunity to figure this out myself. So 6th grade, I don't do a single assignment. My entire COVID year, I don't do in a single, not one assignment I did that year. I failed every class, 0%. My district gives everybody a free pass. So, cool. I get to go to school now. It's the next year. We're actually going to go to school. I go to school for the first month. Everything's going fine. Things are going smooth. I have teachers. Everything's fine. About a month, maybe 2 months, I don't have a math teacher anymore. I don't have an English teacher anymore. I don't even have a science teacher. I don't have a history teacher. I don't have a teacher for anything but PE. Who cares if you have a teacher in PE? All you're doing is running around for a mile every day anyways. So I didn't have a teacher. Nobody taught me math. So now I am sitting in the 7th grade. I don't have I don't have a math education beyond 5th grade, okay? So I missed the whole thing on, how to do integers and all of that. I never learned it. The whole X, Y. None of this was ever taught to me. Negatives, no one ever taught me negatives. I was failed. Nobody taught me how to do a negative. That's something that's like an actual part of like the day-to-day life. Like when people say that I never used calculus, I mean, I can understand why maybe you didn't use calculus in your life. Most people aren't going to go and do a degree or like a field of work that requires them to know how to do all these, mathematical equations that are just like assumptions and like possibilities that aren't, used in our everyday life. But negatives, I mean, that's how money works. You can go into debt. That's a negative. They never taught me how to do it. There was no teacher. English, I was never taught how to properly write an essay until I was a junior in high school. Was when I finally had a teacher actually break down to me, which I mean, I figured it out on my own. I'm still pretty good at school. Like I still understand how to do things. I was never taught until I was a junior in high school. My classmates don't do 5 paragraph essays, which I think is crazy to me. They don't capitalize people's names. They don't capitalize the beginning of sentences. They don't know where to place periods, commas. They don't even know the types of sentences they're writing. Which, yeah, I mean, I can get it. Maybe you forget this stuff, 10 years down the road, 5 years after school. But we're still actively in school, which I think is just crazy to me that no one taught these kids. They never taught me either. I just kind of figured it out from, my own kind of research that I had to bring myself to myself. But I mean, I wasn't really learning how to study. It was just kind of pattern recognition. It was never actually learning. It was truly just pattern recognition. But we're gonna go back to back to what I was saying with how I had no teachers. So we have no teachers. We have no science teacher. History teacher quit. So, I mean, she was evil. That's a story time for another day. So history teacher's gone. English teacher's gone. I'm in a class. 85 students was my English class. In my middle school years, I had an 85-person class. They had one teacher for all 3 grades of middle school. So I would be in an 85-person classroom with like half my grade probably. And, there was 6 or 8 periods. I don't even remember. I don't even remember half the classes I took. So I'd be sitting in a room with a majority of my year of like students. Was there any time for one-on-one learning? Well, I mean, I think the answer is obvious. The answer was no. I was never taught anything. We'll go to 8th grade. We'll be nice. We're going to go to 8th grade. Nope. Teacher quit. Second day of school for math. Never got taught math. Second day of school. Teacher quit. Someone punched her in the face. She never came back. So guess what? I am now an 8th grader with no idea how to do algebra. They put me in the accelerated classes too. So it's not like I'm taking algebra my 9th grade year. I'm taking it in my 8th because they put me in the stupid honors classes knowing full well that I am not an honors student. But that's not the worst part. So now, I am 3 years behind math. I don't think it's reasonable to expect a computer to be able to actually teach a child. The human aspect is gone. There is no human aspect. You need the human aspect to teach somebody. Having a robot or an AI or anything teach, it's not meaningful. It's not like it's not gonna work. It only will last for so long. And I don't think that I don't think the government, I don't think schools, I don't think teachers. I have teachers that just AI the assignments. You're too lazy to rip it from the book that they give you when you're working? So here we go. 3 years. No math. No math has been taught to me for 3 years. I think I had an English teacher my 8th grade year. I don't remember him, but he would let people use AI on the essay. So was he really teaching anything? No, he didn't teach anything. He just it was babysitting. And the fact that they let that go on for 3 years is honestly insane to me. And then comes my freshman year of high school. I go in. My math teacher didn't teach anything the whole year. She played the Flash TV show, which I've never, actually paid attention to it. But you're teaching, math, instead of teaching me math, you're just teaching me the Flash TV show. The only reason I passed that year, I skated the line with a 60%, which was the lowest that I could possibly go. I skated the line because she would just give us assignments. I never learned how to do any of this. And I hated that they would always be like, well, you should have learned this in middle school. I didn't have a teacher for 3 years, man. I'm not going to learn on the computer. I know that I need to be held accountable to do things, and the computer's not going to hold me accountable. It's a computer. It's not made for me. It's just a slot machine that, throw all the children into it, and that's how we're going to solve things. People wonder why children are idiots now. That's probably why people are stupid now. They just can't figure out. They just don't realize that they have to actually teach the children. They can't just put them in the computer screen and it's going to work. So now I'm in my 10th grade. My 10th grade year, my sophomore year of high school, was when I finally had a math teacher. I passed the class with an 85. All it took was an actual human to teach me how to learn. And teach me in general. That's all it took, was for a single person to teach me, which I didn't like his class. I did not like him as a teacher. I don't like math in general, but I was still able to pass with an 85 because I had someone explaining the work to me. That's all they had to do for me. And they failed me. And they failed all my classmates. My classmates that can't write a 5-paragraph essay, can't capitalize the first letters in their sentences. Some of them it's just plain stupidity. I can't argue for everyone. Some people are just too stupid to learn. But for the majority of these people, a lot of the people I hang out with, they might not get the best grades, but they're, extremely smart in other avenues of life. I think these the children, like myself and my class, like a lot of my classmates were failed. We were never They forgot about us when COVID happened. They never came to try to fix everything. They just pushed us through the machine. They should have held us back. Honestly, they should have held us back. Which I know, it would have sucked. Imagine being 18 years old and you're a junior in high school. But you know what? It probably would have been better for our futures. It would have been better for the future of our country, the future of our world, future of society, if we held these kids back that didn't get taught anything and actually taught them. That's all it takes. We need to get rid of the computers in the classroom because the computer doesn't teach me anything. And until until they realize that, until the people behind education realize that, we're never gonna get anywhere. Until they figure that out, it's done. We're gonna get stupider until they have real people teaching. Because right now, a lot of my classes are a person in there scrolls through a bunch of slideshows from 30 years ago. My history teacher tried showing me a map of the model of it was 2011, and the dude had Yugoslavia on the map. That wasn't even a country anymore. They just need people to actually care about the education of people in general, and we could get so much farther than we are right now as a society. But people don't want to get that. So until we start prioritizing teaching children how to learn, how to study by themselves, because if you're gonna do the computer slop, at least show a child, at least give them the motivation, show them the way on how to learn through the computer instead of just throwing it at us because we know how to work technology. That's how we failed as a society. That's all I have to say about the topic. I'm just gonna shoehorn this towards the end here. My last video blew up. I love all the support. That video got 3,000 views. 3,000 as of recording this video. I'm sure it's going to go up by the time I drop this. I've gained over 100 subscribers just off that video alone. I appreciate it very much. I saw all the comments. I did not like and comment all of them. I must admit, I did not like and comment on every comment. I did not like and reply, I guess I should say. It was just a lot, and I was honestly just really surprised that my video just kind of blew up like that. So thank you for the support. I'm going to be throwing out some more videos. I'm going to have a lot more gameplay in the background. I just want to thank you all. Drop any suggestions in the comments. Once again, I did read everything. I'll go back and like and reply to everything. Probably once I make this video. Once this video drops, I'll go back. But thank you for all the love and support. I love just keeping it real. I like being genuine with these, talks or whatever, all these videos while I just sit here and play some of my favorite games. I've decided a couple games, a couple suggestions. Someone suggested Portal. You're getting Portal sometime soon. I'm going to play some Left 4 Dead, maybe some old Minecraft, from before, maybe some Legacy Edition updates. We'll play more Dark Souls 1. I quit my level 1 character because I accidentally, I think it got corrupted because I just loaded in and it just wasn't there, so we're playing this guy with the club for now. But I just want to thank everybody for the support. Hope this video does as well as the last one. And just remember, just keep it real. Be simple. Goodbye.